And the winner is... Arctic Monkeys!
That subscriber content, eh? That subscriber content, it just won't go away.
It might hibernate from time to time and sink back into the swamp. I think the cyclical nature of the universe in which it exists demands it adheres to some of its rules.
But it's always waiting there, just around the corner, ready to make its way into your ears and smash through the gated payment system, sounding better than ever.
And there's nothing you can do about it.
Benefits such as getting ad-free episodes a week early with pre- and post-show chat relating to the monkeys, last Shadow Puppets episodes, bonus podcasts, watch-alongs, plus helping us improve our sound with better equipment and services.
Yeah, this podcast seems like it's fading away sometimes, but with subscribers, it will never die. Thank you very much for listening. We do truly appreciate it. Don't take that the wrong way.
Yeah, we'll invoice you for the subscription if we need to.
We're Arctic Monkeys. This is Don't Believe the Hype.
That rock and roll, eh? Ladies! That sound means it's the end of the round. Time for the bonus question. Cheers, dude.
That man just yawned.
We're gonna call it that.
Don't Believe the Hype.
Hello and welcome to another brand new episode of Don't Believe the Hype, snapping at the heels of the last one. We thought because we're that nice, we thought we'd drop two in 1 week, and you know, there's not a lot to say really about particularly the last one. But thank you for sticking with us for this one. Yes, we're here every week dissecting a classic song from the discography of Arctic Monkeys, and we are now onto the B-sides from the second album, Favourite, Worst, Nightmare, with me, Nick Lee, and 2 shows a day, 4 nights a week. It fucking feels like it this week. It's Dan Holt. Hello, Dan.
Hello. How are you from 5 minutes ago? You good?
Yeah,
refreshed,
yeah,
rehydrated.
I've gotten.
Yep.
I have juice. I have. Yeah,
Very
I
good.
can only. They tell me I should drink more water, but I can only do it if I put cordial in it because I'm still a child.
My girlfriend's the same as you. She can only drink it with cola. I don't. I drink that big. You've seen my big 2 litre of water a day. I like it. I like water. Good
I've got
water.
one of them, but I just can't do it.
It's filtered. I like it.
I take the lid off, drink it, drink a load, and then there's still the same amount left.
No, it's got the kind of that. I'm a stickler for a kind of a schedule. So because it says I have to drink, I'll be like, I've got to do it.
Drink a bit more, you cunt.
Yeah.
Look at the fucking state here. Have some. Yeah,
exactly.
They go down.
Yeah. Been doing it since January, and everyone says when you do that, you feel as better. Can't say I do really, to be honest with you. But perhaps the excessive drinking and drug use.
I think you're offsetting it at the weekend.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't drink any water.
You're only hungover. You're only hungover for 3 days instead of 4 now. So.
Well, that's a victory in my mind. Yeah.
Yeah. Small one. But nonetheless.
I don't really drink once every 2 weeks.
What are we getting down to tonight? What are we at? What are we doing?
Well, now we're at Temptation Greets You Like Your Naughty Friend, featuring the man, the myth. Rascal. Yeah, which always reminded me of how he'd come out like if he was a wrestler, you know. He'd come out like just a rascal.
Yeah.
Does he rascal?
What do you reckon
bonkers?
is the strangest mismatch? Because obviously Arctics have got a grounding in hip hop already. That's what they were listening to when they were learning their instruments. That's what they were. Like, most of them were into. We saw it's a gig that we talked about the other night actually on one of the other shows. We saw Baby Shambles playing at the arena, and Dizzy Rascal was supporting, if you remember. And I always think that is the bigger mismatch. Didn't he?
Well, yeah, definitely a bigger mismatch. I mean, Arctic Monkeys and Dizzy isn't that crazy a match because, like you say, the hip hop sound and the influences it makes. If anything, it makes perfect sense. And at the time, that he was the biggest grime artist at the time, probably, and they were the biggest band at the time. So why not? And they already sounded like that. So yeah, makes perfect sense. I imagine he was a fan of theirs because of the sound. So yeah. No, Baby Shambles is an odd. That was an odd. Pre like like a little like it was kind of like having I don't know fish before steak. I don't know, it was weird. I don't know.
Just like that. Just like that. Right. Should we have a listen to the live version of Temptation?
Ooh, please.
Friend from Glastonbury. The one version that's out there. Which bit's that?
Well, the bit with Dizzy, and I hope, but let's find out.
No, I just didn't bother. You know, if you know anything about me, Dan,
I never know you.
one of my favourite things is that roar. Well, in terms of crowd roars, I like the crowd roar at a football match when they're getting close to goal, and you'll hear the crowd go, "Go on!" and then he'll shoot and score, and then you hear the "Rah!" I love that little. I also love the roar you get at a gig when a special guest walks out on stage, and we'll get that in this because, of course, I put that bit in. Let's have a listen.
Temptation grease you like your naughty mates. One that made you steal and set things on fire, but one you haven't seen of late. I said that kind of talk only adds intrigue to the cauldron of thought that's already exceeding temptation. The very thing I held her back. I don't ever want to hate you, so don't show me your bed. The only road to pull is tax, the only ends are dead. I don't ever want to hate you, it's not part of the plan. So keep your charm where I can't see it, and your hands where I can.
I have some talking points from that. So I've got three notes.
Go on.
First, there's a point where Jamie looks and does a little smile at Alex.
The band's sheer
Like,
amusement at all of it is amazing. Yeah,
he's like, like this. Mental. This is mental. Second thing, at the end, Dizzy shakes hands with Alex and then leaves the stage. Maybe Dizzy, if you'd gone and shook hands with Helders instead, maybe your later albums would have done a bit better because you had a good drummer on them. And thirdly, and my favourite thing is that thing that non-musician special guests will do on stage when it's an instrumental bit, because he doesn't know what to do. He doesn't play an instrument, and he goes for the little air guitar thing, but it's the air guitar that like Shavs or Scallies would do. It's like, oh mate, I don't like Arctic Monkeys because they're all
yeah. Like they played a ukulele. Yeah. Although in their case, with Alex's guitar height for the first album, it was an accurate portrayal. But yeah, no, God, yeah. What a crazy moment. But that, I mean, also that bit as my favorite. Probably, I mean, as a whole, my favorite part of the song is the bit when Alex comes back in after that. I think that's my
it's great,
favorite bit. Yeah, it's a good little bit. Yeah. But yeah, good old Dizzy there. The all the roads are cul-de-sacs. All his ex-girlfriends are dead. You're dirty stankin'. It's Dizzy Rascal.
I remember when we saw him supporting Baby Shambles, he had like, it was him and like his is it called an MC? The guy who was like on the record doing all the beats and stuff. He had one arm. The guy on the decks.
Quite a skill that, I'd say, for decks.
It was a double deck system as well.
Do you think he lost it in the decks? Like a
tragic mixing accident.
It got caught in the spinning and just ripped his arm up. But it made the sickest beat he's ever made.
He goes to a support group for people with like a limb missing.
Maybe it was part of his community service.
Let him in. Like, mixing accident. Oh, what are you, a chef? What was it? Was it a blender? No. I'm an MC.
DJ decks. Do you know, funny enough, DJ mixing decks claim the lives of 10 DJs every year. And one day I might start a foundation about that, because it's really, they're not talked about enough, I'd say.
Every time you click your fingers, another DJ is impaled. Stop clicking your fingers then.
Fatboy Slim is famously got 4 robotic limbs.
Yeah, well, that's why he's such a big
prolific. Yeah, he can just go
PPE now.
He could just spin all night, baby.
Yeah.
Should we do some?
That's why we couldn't get any protection equipment during COVID, because Fatboy Slim's got it all. He's got all the plastic screens.
He's got it all in his house. Kick Zoe Ball out. And set it up. Crazy. I mean, we'll go into it because it's a crazy song. It's mad, but yeah. Should we do some information on it?
Some information. Let's do it.
The information action ratio. Ain't that the place to go?
Temptation is 3 minutes and 29 seconds long. So relatively long for a Monkey song at this point, really. It has 11.9 million streams on Spotify, which is way higher than the other 2 B-sides releasing this single, I can tell you that. For the dizzy effect, perhaps. The dizzying heights. Dizzying rascal heights of streams.
A dizzying blow, as his girlfriend received, according to the court report. Nasty bastard.
Yeah. It is 140 beats per minute. Yeah, we should be. It is 140 beats per minute and is in the key of E.
If Dizzy had been in the key of E, he might not have gone back and had that argument if he'd had a cheeky pill before.
Key though.
Yeah, no one ever has fights and drugs. Although no, I will. Although not on those drugs. No. Or any drugs if you're a good person. Other key tracks in E are The Creepiest Fantasy Ever. Oops, I Did It Again by Britney Spears. It certainly draws a fine line between Your Dad in the 90s and Jeffrey Epstein. It's Springsteen, Born to Run, The Slough Branch. Little office reference there for some people. and the Rolling Stones with Rocks Off. Yes, Mick is unbelievably still getting his rocks off and producing kids, even if it is basically now like pouring Coffee Mate into a pint glass full of liver, I would imagine. This, you're right there. Okay. This song has been played live twice. Firstly, on June 22nd, 2007 at Glastonbury Festival, aforementioned. And secondly, lastly, December 8th, 2007 at the Alexandra Palace, London, where Dizzy Rascal joined them both times, as did Miles. So Glastonbury on this gig, and Miles joined them for 505 at both gigs as well. So there's that. 505 survived the set a bit longer than this one, but still. Miles' career did not. No, it did. But I do have a little cheeky little bonus round here for you.
What's stuff? Let's do it.
That sound means it's the end of the round. Time for the bonus question.
So I looked at the set list for this, the second outing of this at the Alexandra Palace, and it jogged my memory. There's something I'd kind of forgot, which is that around this time, there was 2 songs that Arctic Monkeys were playing in the set. There was a big thing with the fans that these were going to be new tracks that would be recorded and released. They even had names and lyrics. So I was wondering if you could give us the first one of them that they played in the set. So I mean, you can see them obviously, but do you have any? Can I see you on your phone there? We're cheating again.
I do, because I have
cheating again.
Because I have these names written down.
Well, you don't. Well, that's cheating. Sorry. So in an exam, do you go, what are you doing there? Sorry, I've got the answers written down, sir. Don't matter.
Well, it's Sandtrap, a.k.a. the wagon on the way to the stripy tent. Am I right?
Yeah, but hold your horses there before you say the next one. Sandtrap was one of them.
Let's have a listen.
Desperate smirk, entangled in the boredom where our brittle kisses lurk. Well, how can I believe you when you can't believe your luck? And the shark Pretend life is a movie sky and blunt and weak and rolled away by whining in the empty paper voice you use to speak in the trap. You only want to be the first to laugh. You only want to be the first in the sand trap. You only want to be the first to laugh.
Ah, yes. And I know I forgot
Humbugs are
about
coming
that.
for you. Humbugs are
Well,
coming for you.
suck it and see. Is a suck it and see B-side is also coming for you because he says in that song, "How can I believe you when you won't believe your luck?" Which features
Yeah,
on Evil
kept that
Twin.
lyric. Keep that lyric aside. Kept that lyric aside, even though the song didn't make it. I mean, that's so humbug that like that. Yeah, you know, you can see where it was going, where it was heading. That
Already.
that kind of thing, and that guitar, there's intermittent ones, but that, yeah, you can tell it's rough though, and not quite right because that little bit when he says the sand trap lyric bit doesn't quite flow with the music, I'd say. So you can tell they're just honing that sound and trying to figure out how he can do his type of singing with what they want to do as a band, and But so could you name the second song that was played live in that gig, which was so I should say Sandtrap opened the gig with This House is a Circus, and so they played it as like a kind of intro, and then went into This House is a Circus, and then this next one was before When the Sun Goes Down, about 10 tracks in, and it was, any guesses?
Put Me in a Terror Pocket.
Put Me in Your Terror Pocket. Yes, that is correct.
Oh, is it yours? I always thought it was Okay.
No, well, here it's. Oh no, it is sorry, my bloody autocorrect on my things again. Put Me in Our Terror Pocket. You're quite right. Which I always think he sort of kept a bit of that lyric formed into my favorite lyric that we said before from I Haven't Got My Strange. You know, just there's something similar about the sentence structure with that, which is obviously the I put my love in the lining of my favorite. No, I put your love in the pocket of my favorite coat, but your love slipped into the lining. Oof, which is one of my favorite lyrics. I said that once to myself. I was in an office. I went, I put my love slipped into the lining. My mate went, "Have you just come up with that?" And part of me wanted to go, "Yes," but I didn't. I fessed up. I went, "No, it's an Arctic Monkeys lyric." I just said it as like a poem. I said, "Yeah, I'm just getting into beat poetry."
I mean, like Ginsberg and Bukowski.
Should we play that then? Should we have a listen to Put Me in Your Terror?
Let's have a listen to Put Me in a Terror Pocket. Firstly, it's very Red Right Hand.
I was just going to say it reminds me of Red Right Hand, yeah.
But also, that's the choral. I said it when I first heard it, like 17 years ago, whatever it was. That is pure choral. That is.
I like that. Ding 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 ding.
Yeah.
Ding 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 ding.
It's so Red Right Hand. Isn't it?
Also very humbug again, isn't it? That kind of It. You could see where they were going even at this point because this is that Alexandra gig. June 2007. So when did they go off to? When did that tour end? I wonder. Well, actually, we know because when could we have seen them at Live at the Apollo? Because that was the last gig of the tour. When was it that we missed our chance? Was it July?
December. Was it? December 2007.
Or maybe it's December. I honestly can't remember. But maybe it was that the actual gig was not the DVD.
That would have been the same week that they played.
Is that when we went to the G-Mix? It was a week after we saw them at the G-Mix. Was that in December? Yeah. Okay. So this one in June, they already had songs that were sounding a bit humbuggy even at that point. Then, and that obviously progressed until obviously it wouldn't have been long after that they had some demos of the actual humbug songs because they sent them to Josh Homme, as we'll discuss next season. And because all Josh Homme needed was down. That was it.
Right, Evan, done.
It was, honestly, that's how the legend goes.
Yeah,
anyway.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. I'll take on the job.
Yeah, boys, you've got yourselves a producer.
Can they bring a photographer for me to kick? Well, talking of kicking photographers, I've
what's that line?
Dizzy Rascal's Wikipedia open. On 7th of March 2022, Dizzy was convicted of assaulting his former partner on the 8th of June 2021 after a chaotic argument. Upon leaving court, he knocked a camera from a press association photographer's hands and threw it across the street. So, Josh Homme, Dizzy Rascal, all links back.
Now I don't want to do the information I've prepared on Dizzy now. Now you've soured it. I don't want to be like, and Dylan Coabemba Mills, born 18th of September 1984.
Wrapped himself up from nothing.
Yeah, now I can't do all that now because you've done that. So we'll just leave that because I don't want to be. Yep. Although I will say this on the album Maths and English that he released, which this is on, by the way, the other version of this song we'll play it in a minute, I imagine, in a second. But the actual version that Dizzy did for his album, it was also supposed to feature Lily Allen. Oh, sorry, it did feature on a track called "Wannabe" Lily Allen, which is a tribute to the 1976 musical Bugsy Malone, specifically the song "So You Want to Be a Boxer." Dizzy Rascal and Lily Allen to do with it. Fun fact about Bugsy Malone: in my acting days as a child/teenager, I starred in a production of Bugsy Malone, where I played Knuckles, his the Big Sam's sidecar, Fat Sam's sidekick, Knuckles, who dies when a new camera they're trying out explodes and he dies. Tragic death.
I've got
people cried
called Knuckles. Let's hope that doesn't happen to him.
Yeah. The production school that I went to was so poor that on was so like cheapskates that on every night of the production, because it's custard, isn't it, or whatever in the film Bugsy Malone instead of gods, they use silly string, but they didn't want to use the silly string, so every night we'd have silly string on plates, but it would have cling film over it so it wouldn't get used, and then on the last night they let us actually use the silly string. That's how cheap they were. I know, well, it really ruined it, took the audience out of it, didn't it?
It's like on West End theatre shows where on the last night they let David Williams meet all the young extras.
That was a mistake.
Similar things. Have at it.
Joss Stone was expected to feature on the song Da Feeling, but Dizzy stated that the song sounded too poppy with her hook, so she doesn't appear on the album. You know it's bad when Dizzy's turning you down, isn't it?
Stick to the mass singer, Joss.
And the track Pussy Ole is rumoured to be a Wiley diss.
Still upset that it is a Wiley diss track.
But Wiley responded to the track in a video circulating on YouTube in which he also takes jabs at rappers Kano and Lethal Bizzle. Remember him?
I mean, it's not exactly one of the great rock battles, is it? It's not the Beatles against the Stones or Oasis versus Blur or
no.
Arctics against the Kooks.
It's not even Arctics against the Kooks, no.
Rappers just all have beef with each other. It's not news.
Any excuse for ghost cookies? So should we have little ghost cookies?
Yeah, let's do it.
You could say they're selling like ghost cookies.
Maths and English Dizzy's album went gold in the UK after selling how many copies? It did. Bearing in mind that I still have no idea what it takes, how these records work.
No, it seems like they changed. I'm going 2 million.
100,000 copies. And he went gold. The album went gold in the UK after selling over 100,000 copies. So I don't know if it was like a slow week or something.
Over 100,000. So 2 million is over 100,000.
Yeah, they didn't specify, but I assume it means 100. That usually means 102,000, doesn't it? Because you can't jump to 110. It seems weird, so you just say over 100. But shall we have a little listen to the Dizzy version?
I mean, we should really.
I mean, we shaved the 5 minutes off where I was going to talk about Dizzy's, life and stuff. What we can't
because himself up from his bootstraps.
You threw dirt on his name, so well, he did that himself.
But we could have,
you just
if we were overly woke, then we'd have fully cancelled him and just refused to cover this track.
Yeah, nah. I didn't even know this had happened until you told me. So there you go. Yeah.
You know the worst thing about the court case, well, apart from what he clearly put his girlfriend through and stuff. I mean, that's bad. That's the worst thing about the court case. But the second worst thing is that he didn't enter into his defence that he was certified bonkers, because that surely would have got him off.
Or if she should have known what was coming to her when you attend the dirty disco, I would imagine.
Let's just make it clear that we're not. We've made it clear that we do not approve of this crime. It's not the crime.
No, absolutely not.
It's the fact he's got silly song titles.
What is your
silly
favorite
songs.
Dizzy song before we play the clip? What's your favorite song he's involved with? Is it this one?
Like Fix Up Look Sharp or Stand Up Tall.
Look sharp. I like Dance With Me, you know, Calvin Harris.
Dance With Me is good. That was on in Basket of the Week, and I had a good old boogie to that.
Yep. That's why they had the worst takings at the bar that they've had since they opened.
yeah. Until the elderly afternoon that they've got.
Ghost yeah, then you can score. Should we listen to it?
I'm going to sabotage the playlist for that and just put this on. It's Dizzy Rascal with Temptation Greets You Like Your Naughty Friend. Playing now. Hit it, boys.
Keep my head above water, gotta stay headstrong, keep rolling on. No point getting caught in the hype is long, like I don't know right from wrong, so I gotta be real. Nothing to prove, I'm still big in the hood, I feel. So in control, I'm chill. No one ain't knocking off fuel, so I stay top of the bill. I'm the main event, the headliner. Went from jungle DJ to rammer. Never thought I would be the big timer, but I still pirate like yeah, some manner. Cause I still rep my ends, still check my friends. Can I keep it up? I guess it all depends if I can keep my mind right. Don't get tempted by the limelight, I think I'll be alright. The temptation, but I know I gotta change my ways. I'm still on clean, gotta fix up, take a look at my life, and I ain't 16.
Just listen to the type of
for subscribers there.
There's only one way you can look more.
I don't look cool, do I? I look disabled though. Oh, God.
I was going to say you look ill.
Just to offend someone else tonight.
He did look quite like Dizzy, to be fair, though. I think there was only one way you could have looked more like him, and that's not a step we should be taking.
Well, recent DNA test, you know. Show me,
his court case.
He tried to spit it on me, but he couldn't. Yeah, no, I don't know what to say about that. Really, not really vibing with that as much as I'm vibing with the original. Are you?
It's the type of music that would very much annoy my mum and dad.
It's quite boring, I think, that one, isn't it? I like some of Dizzy's songs. I've told you before when I saw him live at Leeds Festival, and it was the Bonkers time, and he did Bonkers for about 25 minutes. I'm not even joking. It was, and then he was like, the left side, do it, and I was like, fucking hell. Honestly, half the set was just bonkers because it was like the song of the time. Like I went to Magaluf that year, and it was the like that song that's out that year, and they're gonna rinse it. It was just bonkers.
Yeah,
anyway.
The song of the summer.
Me and Ash had to rest in peace. We had to find the one indie bar in the whole of Magaluf, and we did find it, and it was great because they just played whatever we wanted because no one else was in there.
and then they ended with bonkers.
Yeah.
What are the other songs of the summer then? I'm thinking Get Lucky. Daft Punk. You know that's that song that just becomes a song of the summer. And you'll
Thingy. Another sex offender. I'm not a sex offender. What's his name? Oh no, he wasn't a sex offender. He was a cheater. What's his name? Blurred Lines. That would have been a song of the summer.
Blurred Lines. That's another one.
Happy by Pharrell. Would that have been a song of the summer?
Happy. Yeah, that's your. Yeah.
Too kiddie for like that, is it though? Because it was the soundtrack to Minions.
Don't get me started on them little yellow bastards.
Oh, don't you dare start them in. I fucking love the Minions. I defend them. I love those guys. That is the modern day Charlie Chaplin. That.
I'm sorry. I think it's time I went off on my own and did this podcast on my own. I've got to pop down in the green room to think about what he's done because I've been through some stuff in my life. A lot of it self-inflicted, a lot of it not, and nothing hurt like that moment right there. I'm willing to welcome Dan back. I think we should. I think it's been long enough. It's been. I don't like doing these things on my own, so I'll just have to put up with it, won't I? Right. You're back.
Banana.
Right. What's the advice for when people have a stroke? What do you...
I genuinely think they're hilarious. I love them. I don't, and you don't get to. I told you before. As long as you like Harry Styles, you don't get to know about the Minions. You just not.
Right, Minions, very cute in the film.
It's not about them being cute. They're hilarious.
Yeah, cute and funny in the Despicable Me
That's all they're supposed to be. Why do you want them to be nuanced?
But then they did a spin-off film.
That's great. I loved it. I took my little brother to see it.
It shouldn't
Why?
be. It's like the aliens from Toy Story having a spin-off. But it's not even the film stuff that annoys me.
It's not because the film shows the main character from the main film's backstory. They're just used as a mechanism to do that. So don't even get me.
And when you see like 50-year-old single mums, they'll post these memes on like Facebook and Instagram and stuff like that. It's a picture of a minion. It's like, oh, wine o'clock. Don't mind if I do. It's like, don't remember them saying that in the film.
That's not their fault, though, is it? That's the women's fault, is it? We can't. If we're going to blame, that's like, if we're going to blame things that those people arbitrarily take and reuse, you can't blame the original thing that it came from.
I went through a phase at one point of making memes with a minion on, and it was just like quotes from some of the great dictator speeches. So like a picture of a minion, and it's like blood alone moves the wheels of history. that kept me occupied while I was single for about 3 years. Great, that.
Great. Now you can do that again. I do love the Minions. I absolutely think they're hilarious. I love them. I love taking. I take my little brother.
Salts, you're basically an idiot.
I don't like bath salts. Famously hate baths. That's not for me. One of them. Famously,
hates baths.
They do well. Anyone that knows me should know that I hate baths because I talk about it a lot. No, God, love Minions. Anyway,
Dizzy Rascal. Anyway,
so Dizzy Rascal did comment on this collab and the Glass of performance,
but he likes Minions. I bet he was watching. I bet it's the only DVD he had when he was on remand waiting for his trial. I bet it's the only DVD he had.
They're good. You need to get on the. Honestly, it's not the Minions' fault. The middle-aged women are taking the. if we're gonna blame things that racist middle-aged white people take onto their own, then there's a lot of stuff we've got to put in the bin that I'm not prepared to. It was the first
Minions.
It's like other people. It's like how the right wing took control of Ricky Gervais's Golden Globe speech in 2020. The jokes and sort of made it into some weird him taking down Hollywood, even though he openly says that it's just jokes. Like they deserve it. They're there. They earn lots of money. They can take some shit. It's a roast. It's not a right wing. I mean, it's just like that, and it's not Ricky Gervais's fault that people on the internet have gone, "Not from having a go at celebrities. Look at him. He's bringing down those evil people." So yeah, he just paid a lot of money to roast them. That's it. It was the first time we've done it live. Dizzy said about the song. He said we didn't rehearse. We just went on and did it. We'd never performed it before that moment. It's musical genius, man. Stretch. They did what they do. I do what I do. But when we work together, it's basically a beautiful picture. I want to imagine he said that tongue in cheek, but I don't think he did.
I was going to say because that'll be why they've got such a wealth of collaborations down the line together.
Well, actually, it's funny you say that. Before I forget, so I had a theory that didn't pan out. That it wasn't much of a theory. I just thought, I wonder if, because I know Arctic are huge Black Keys fans, but that didn't really become well known until like the Suck It and See time, and that they've always been influenced by them since like 2002, and a huge big thing for them to tour with them. The Black Keys released an album with rappers called Black Rock, which was like them doing their thing with people like Mos Def and Wu-Tang Clan and stuff on it. And I thought, I wonder if that was before this, and that's why the Arctic Monkeys decided to do something with Dizzy, but it wasn't. It was after, so it failed. Yeah, it was 2009, so just after.
Just the Minions thing. That
maybe the other way around. Maybe Black Keys heard that with this and went, maybe we should. But anyway, maybe. But yeah, shall we do some reviews?
Do you think maybe Black Keys would have been at Glastonbury 2007? That's something for me to get onto.
I mean, it was before
Brothers. Were not.
They were. Oh, they were not. That was quick.
The Glastonbury 2010. But I seem to remember reading an interview with Patrick Carney very recently, actually, where he said like Glastonbury's not their thing, and that's why they weren't there this year despite touring, because they're not in Glastonbury at all.
Oh, really? Not for
surprising, really.
Yeah, but they're more. I don't know. I get what he means, but I think and plus around that time before the kind of the more bigger albums took off, they were basically just driving around in a van tour in America, so performing every night and releasing these albums. So yeah. What culture did a list of the Arctic's top 10 underrated B-sides that deserve to be album tracks and put this at number 8? Saying Arctic Monkeys recorded so many songs while putting together their sophomore outing that they had gems songs for a whole other record. One of the best tracks left out from the album is Brian Stone's B-side Temptation, whose stripped back instrumentation and rhythmical variations look toward the musical experimentation of Humbug. I'm not sure this one's a good pinpoint for that. While giving Turner's voice plenty of room to shine as he snarls like a friend on the end of the phone asking you to get up to no good. Possibly. The only wrong, I mean, you just saying the song, but yeah, they put that there. I'm not sure really. I'm not sure it's good enough to have featured on an album, and I'm not sure it's thingy. But should we have another bonus round anyway?
Another bonus round.
That sound means it's the end of the round. Time for the bonus question.
So that was number 8 on their list of 10 songs that should be B-sides that should be album tracks. I think we can already discount that Temptation shouldn't be an album track. I wouldn't even put it in the place of The Bad Thing because I think that would be a bit weird. But number 10, they put a song from the first album era.
Voices All Sweethearts.
Correct. Not sure. I think it should be on the first album. But if I was going to pick one of the ones from that era, it would be that one probably. Or Settle for a Draw.
Yeah. We should have discussion we did to death on the relevant episodes for those. We had a good chat about that.
Yeah. If you started late, if you started for the second album, go back and listen. Number 9 is from in between the first album and second album era.
Is it just B-sides?
Your favourite. I don't think we wouldn't class it as a B-side. We wouldn't class it as a B-side. They have. We wouldn't. True fans wouldn't.
Leave before the lights come on?
Nah. Despair in the Departure Lounge.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I was working backwards.
Oh,
I was
would we class it as a
B-side.
No, we would class it as a B-side, wouldn't we? Yeah, sorry, we would. Yeah, I'm thinking of Leave Before.
As that release was intended.
Although it wasn't as that release was intended, I guess you could call it an EP track, I suppose, if you're being finicky. But I was thinking of Leave Before. Yeah, Despair in the Departure Lounge is number 9. Again, not sure would put it on an album, but it is good enough, maybe.
No chance. Yeah, I wouldn't have it on an album. No.
Number 8 is obviously Temptation, which Ludacris shouldn't be. Not Ludacris isn't involved, but
Dizzy. That's
right. Bloody hell, got mixed up. But yeah, it's ludicrous that should be on the album. Number 7 is another B-side from this era. When was this article done? Are we going to get any?
Is it too much to ask?
No. Say yes. Bakery. Maybe could be. I guess maybe, probably not.
That's too much to ask above it.
Could you have the Bakery over the Bad Thing in another life? No, maybe
completely.
I wouldn't discount it completely.
I'd want something as loud as the Bad Thing, something similar tempo, rather than something slowed right down there. Personally, but we'll get to that on the wrap-up. So
you wouldn't have their number 6 choice. Too much to ask then on the album, because didn't we? We did this on our episode. Didn't we?
Yeah, we did. I think I'd have too much to ask over the Bakery, but I think something. I don't know. It's a tough one, really. As much as we took the piss out of the Bad Thing, the album is what it is.
The correct answer is What If You're Right First Time would have worked on the album. That is the correct answer. Yeah,
that's absolutely. That's probably the only one apart. Too much to ask. I think is going to slow it down too much. So,
and the edit I did that people will have heard, it's quite clear that we'll hear tomorrow at the time of recording of this is quite clear that What If You're Right First Time is the correct answer to that query. Number 5, I'm not even going to get you to get this. Songs that should be on the album, The Death Ramps. Let's just move on. Weird. I don't know when this article's from because here we go. 4 is from the Humbug era.
Well, sketch I'd be fucking stupid. Afternoon's Hat.
No. Catapult.
That's going to be the next choice as well.
Good song.
Yes,
number 3, clear misunderstanding. In fact, did they even mention a little? I've not been reading the little diatribes underneath. I don't. Oh yeah, I do. Yeah. Number 3, Red Right Hand. I mean,
Is
got a cover on the album, would you?
disqualified because it's
silly.
cover. Yeah.
They did mention that in the thing. Number 2 is from the
Well,
AM
are
era.
the people going round? Are the people going round about their business on a daily basis, thinking that's their song?
No, they put that it was Nick Cave in the notes, but some people might be if you didn't know. I mean, I don't think if I knew, I wouldn't have. So I knew the song, but I didn't connect the dot straight away because I know the song from Dumb and Dumber, funnily enough. But I knew the song already. But then when they did the Gonzo thing with was it Gonzo?
No.
Not Gonzo. MTV2, not Gonzo. Fucking Gonzo. MTV2. That's a fucking blast from the past, isn't it? MTV2 Gonzo. That the live thing with Zane Lowe, he tells the joke about how they saw Nick Cave after this came out, Red Right Hand, and that he saw him and he blew into a cigarette, sat in a chair next to some women, and he sort of and he went. Like he said, like I liked it, or something like that. But and they were like, oh yeah, but and then someone said, yeah, did Cheryl do that for Love Machine or something? And they're all laughing because they're like, yeah, Cheryl was like, it's a really funny story. I'll see if I can find that for the next era. But yeah, they tell
you don't want Cheryl and Dizzy in the same room, do you? Bloodbath.
God no. Well, which side? Either or, really.
Yeah, no. It's just two of them windmilling at each other.
Ugh, hater. So number 2 is from the AM era.
Stop the World, I Want to Get Off With You.
Correct. I mean, potentially, but AM's perfect, so there's no way you would have it on there. So yeah, you would not have that. No. And number 1 is, I mean, they can't get you to get this because it's the only Tranquility Base Hotel and Casino, pretty much B-side, more or less. So, anyways, which I do really like actually, and I love what that song's about, and that'll be one of the, be near the end then when we get to talk about that. But still, what that song about is perfect. Like the metaphors are absolutely spot on, and it also lets us know that we're right about Alex, some things that Alex does in his personal life. So that's all I'm saying. But yeah, that's it. So
As if the last Flash on its tour didn't prove it enough to us already.
Well, I mean, yeah, one of those songs as well. But yeah, shall we? Well, that was yeah, we're doing the reviews, but I was just wondering. Yeah. So sorry. Drowned in Sound said Temptation greets like a naughty friend, glides on a super sub reggae beat like the grandson of Dreadlock Holiday, before being given a rousing send off by guest rapper Dizzy Rascal just as it enters its final stretch. So let's have a listen to Dreadlock Holiday to see how if this song is the grandson of that song.
Any opportunity to listen to a song that was recorded at Strawberry Studios in Stockport, I am in.
I was walking down the street, concentrating on trucking right. I heard a dark voice beside of me, and I looked round in a state of fright. I saw 4 faces, one man, a brother from the gutter. They looked me up and down a bit and turned to each other. I say I don't like cricket. Oh no, I love it. I don't like cricket. No, I love it. Don't you walk through my words, got to show some respect. Don't you walk through my words, 'cause you ain't heard me
Well, there's 40 years, and apparently the accents are still fine.
I know. Nothing worse than 5 white blokes taking another culture's music and making it their own. Is there? Great. Typical British thing to do, that, isn't it?
The best thing is the song is about the band members went away on holiday to Jamaica and just saw all these white people like walking around like they own the place, like thinking they're one of the locals when they're clearly not, and like talking like
irony.
Go and do that on the video.
Hypocrite warning. Yeah, that is mad. I mean, maybe that's. I mean, I didn't even see a black person in the band. I thought maybe they'd have some extra like other musicians.
They're very
No,
white. Yeah,
didn't bother. I mean, cultural appropriation. Who knows?
white.
But also production values on that pod. I don't know where it was recorded. Sounded dreadful. Some shithole probably. But
same studio as Love Will Tear Us Apart by Joy Division, so it worked out all right.
Other than them being a bit funky, I don't really see it as the grandson. Temptation being the grandson of that song, really. No, I mean the way the guy's dressed in the video, he looks like Alex could be his grandson now. To be honest with you, with the hair and the suit. Yeah.
And considering I would have normally gone for a live version, so I wouldn't even have got that.
No.
So if I'd gone for a live version, I wouldn't even have that likeness.
Depends how he was dressed. So, Enemy List put this at number 71, saying, "Here's Dizzy, the East London MC booted a much-needed kick up the arse to this murky ditty." There you go. So musically, this one, I've always thought this was like maybe closest to Wilburn I feel they've ever gotten in the sound.
Yeah, it's very first album again.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's fun. I've enjoyed listening to it this week. Actually, I do like things about it, but it is a little bit heavier than the Milburn first album sound. I guess it does have like a grime sound to it. I guess with the way that genre would use guitars historically. I mean, we say all the time hip hop bass and hip hop drums a lot, obviously, but this is more or less just a straight up hip hop tune, isn't it? So there's no there's nothing really about that. It's just them doing a straight up hip hop tune as they perfect as time goes on. The bass is great though. I do really like the bass in this and the drums. Really cool. Fantastic, proper vibing together there.
Helder's is in his comfort zone here, isn't it?
Yeah, he must have. But it was his idea. But they made friends with Dizzy, and he was like, "Oh yeah, we should do a song with Dizzy."
No, I bet it was like he wanted to get Roots Maneuver on for a track, and then they were at the studio and like, "Hey Mark, we've got a surprise for you, mate." And then Dizzy Rascal walks in. He's like, "I didn't want him." I wanted Roots Maneuver.
Yeah, they just couldn't get Roots Maneuver. It's like, Roots Maneuver, what are we gonna do for this song? And Dizzy's available. Anybody else?
Lethal Bizzle's not answering his phone.
Anybody else available? No, they were good friends, weren't they? Because there's a famous one they went out for Alex's birthday and Dizzy was there and they all did karaoke together. So yeah, they were just mates. Everyone was circling them. It seems like there was parties with Dizzy, the fella from Block Party. What was his name? With the black guy with the glasses and the hat.
Lightspeed Champion.
Lightspeed Champion. He was there.
Hines. It was also in a band called Test Icicles, which is one of the best band names ever.
Well, wasn't there that gig when Alex came on and did a Stroke song playing guitar with the Block Party guy and Lightspeed Champion? Yeah. So yeah, they were all out partying. Alexa Chung was there. These celebrity parties of the Brit.
I'm assuming Klaxons were also there because
and James Ford.
Because a Klaxons member pops up on AM.
And what's his name from the Kooks was like tapping on the window. Can I come in? Close the
curtains. The window, the ghost at the feast.
Oh, fucking hell. Close the curtains. He's got his acoustic with him as well. Close the curtains. But that's the second guitar in this does have that favorite Worst Nightmare sound, to be fair. Like If You Everywhere, Brian Storm, This House is a Circus, that kind of fair on it. Chorus is typical Monkeys' favorite worst nightmare fodder, really, isn't it? At this point, it's like the rhythm guitar and lead pairing together, that kind of thing. It's weird on the second verse. It's kind of like the lead guitar kind of just jams, really, with intermittent lead bits in and out, like along with what they were doing before. Jamie just having a little bit of a vibe there. Obviously, Dizzy bit shows us how much of a hip hop beat Elders and Nick are putting out and how it works seamlessly, because he just comes on and just raps. Because Alex is basically rapping for the most part, and then he's just coming out faster rapping, isn't he? It's a bit like, actually, like, you know, in one of my absolute favorite hip hop tunes, Slow Jams by Kanye West. And after the song, they go, I can't do it that fast. And then Twister just comes on and goes for 10 minutes. That is a bit like that. Alex is rapping fast, and Dizzy just comes out and does it.
Yeah, that's how you do it, mate.
And Alex goes, yeah, well, we'll see who has a longer career. How's the wife? And then it goes briefly, like a little bit moodier musically, like in Mardy Bomb or something, with the planet will fall down around you.
Yeah,
goes a little slightly darker for a second. And then there's after that the pause before it comes back in. There's a nice little bass fill. I don't know if you've heard that. It goes like doom, 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 doom. Little bit of Nick. I love that. Yeah. What a good bit.
A few listens to notice that, to be honest.
Yeah, it was more on the instrumental that I heard it, actually, because I think Alex comes in pretty quick, so you kind of cuts a bit, but on the instrumental you can probably hear it. Outro is just more of the chorus, obviously, so there's not much to say musically about it, is there? Because it's like, it is what it is. But I think the music in this is better than, say, I would actually say the music is better than A D is for Dangerous or The Bad Thing, personally. The music, I prefer it.
With that, yeah.
Take out Dizzy, put in some better lyrics and a solo, and you got a decent album track, I reckon, for after Teddy Picker. I don't think anyone would be moaning if this, with better lyrics, no Dizzy, bit more of a proper song, solo, was sandwiched in between Teddy Picker and Balaclava. I think you'd go, yeah, I like that. And people at gigs, they'd be able to play it at gig stuff, and everyone would go, do, 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 do.
I can party with that.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah. What do you think this one's about then?
Just, it's a tough one, really, because I mean, there's a lot to it when you kind of delve deep into it. But I just get a lads being lads kind of vibe. Could easily be about a relationship. Failing relationship.
Well, I actually think, because you could say it's about, like with some of the like Balaclava and stuff, you could say it's just about a naughty mate or whatever. But I would say the language, like, he doesn't say temptation Greeks, like he says this is like your naughty mate, which implies a simile. So I would say, for me, it's a metaphor about being tempted to sleep with a girl. And because he alludes to hating her for it in the lyrics, and it's like temptation he shouldn't, has always led me to believe it's about being tempted to cheat.
Yeah.
Because why else
then
would you? Why else would you
hating
hate someone
her
for?
being with him so he can't? Yeah.
Or no, hating the girl for tempting him. I think it's about the girl being a bit of a tempt,
Okay, yeah.
a tease, a flirt. Because we'll go through it, but because why else would someone?
Yes, yeah, because it's
be
don't
guilty?
show me your bed. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't ever want to hate you. So, which, by the way, I don't want to ever hate you. So don't show me your bed. There was a lyric in Balaclava, the Shaggers Daggers, that we thought was a bit beneath Alex, and I think I'm putting this one in that category as well. Like, only because we know now the context of how good he's going to be, it feels like a bit lazy. Like, I don't ever want to hate you, so don't show me your bed. I expect a bit more from him. I want like a fantastical metaphor there or something.
Well, even Lionel Messi doesn't score every penalty.
No, but he just scored a free kick in the 94th minute of the MLS, apparently.
I think I could have come on and scored that. You've seen the state of the defending, state of the goalkeeper's positioning. This is going in that
no
corner.
Effort, did it? It's like he just went, oh, kind of 94 minutes. Shouldn't we have stopped 4 minutes ago? But yeah, the rest of the lyrics are pretty good, so I'll let him off. I just feel like he's better than just don't show me your bed. He's just not ever really straight down the line that much, you know. So maybe I'm just used to better, but you know, what can I say? I'm being judging him by his own standards. So that's not really fair. But the only roads are cul-de-sacs. The first thing that she said. So in relation to me thinking it's about cheating, because it can't just be about a naughty friend because he says stuff like that. So the bed bit for a start. So I think like obviously that means the only way to go is a dead end. Obviously, as he actually says straight up later on. But I kind of see that as like she's making it seem like there's only one option. And he's not going to get out of it with her kind of flirtatious, perhaps tempting, you know, like a girl coming on to a bit like the bad thing, I suppose. But this time he's interested, you know. He's not going to be able to get out of it. And then he says, temptation greets you like your naughty mate, the one that used to get you in bother, but one you could never bring yourself to hate. Great metaphor for temptation, I think that, you know, one of the best I've ever heard for that. Like the temptation of knowing something's wrong, but still being inclined to do it, being compared to that friend that you have that always got you into trouble. Like you knew it was bad to do it, but he'd always convince you, like, oh, go on, you Marty, like you pussy. Did you ever have a friend like that? Did you ever have a naughty friend that got you in trouble for stuff?
Oh yeah. He's absolutely.
I don't think I never did actually.
I'm not one for like hating people, but yeah, there's someone I despise more than anyone else who was like that. Not
supposed to like this one
as a kid. Oh right, no.
He's your friend who gets you in trouble. You love him, but he gets you. He just, you know, like that famous thing of like Jay from The Inbetweeners with the rest of them. You know, they love him, but he constantly gets them in the shit.
Yeah, you just can't get angry in the same way.
Exactly. Yeah, because he says it later.
No,
on.
I don't.
Well, he said it there, the one you can never bring yourself to hate, you know? So,
yeah.
No, I never had one either because I really, the kids on the estate didn't like me because I read books and wore jeans. So I was out of the. I just got called a mosher every time I left the house, even though I didn't like that music. So just if you wore jeans, you were a mosher, apparently. So
that's the size of it. Yeah.
Yeah, they've all got kids and work in supermarkets now. So anyway, I'm not bitter.
We win. we're doing a podcast at 11:30 on a Tuesday night, so who's the real one is here?
One of them's dead. One of them's dead. But I didn't. One of them's in prison. No. And she's none of that's true. And she sorry. And she said and she said we got that spark, but only lights a fuse, helps you see in the dark. The temptation greets you like you're not your friend. So I see that as like she's a tease, like, so she says she's got that spark, but she only lights the fuse to guide you there. So she's got the spark, she starts it, but she only lights the fuse to guide you there.
There's no chasing.
It's like there's no chasing. It's she's guiding you. She's showing you the path to there, and it's like I guess you have the choice, but she's so flirty that she's showing you that way, you know, to the temptation.
Do you think I can get to a stage now where on like the dating apps I can just put my type as any character created by Alex Turner?
I think you should put that, and then chances are no one's going to really give a shit about that until the one perfect woman for you goes, that's me, you know?
Well, is it worth all those months of rejection just for that one person who?
Well, you're already doing the rejection, so you're already doing the rejection bit, so why not just? I mean, you can't. What I'm saying is, you can't get any worse, can it? Is what I'm saying.
Oh no, it can. It can definitely get worse. I'm actually getting matches.
Yeah, but if they're not speaking to you after that, because on Bumble, I used to get a lot of matches on Bumble, but then it's even worse because what it means on Bumble is you match.
Yeah, I don't.
But then she
don't use
decides she
Bumble
doesn't want to
anymore.
speak to you after that. Bumble's the best
Yeah, I
one.
don't-
I have.
No, it's gone to shit now. It's all about Hinge now, mate.
Well, I've been out of the game for 4 years, but what
Yeah.
I met Vicky on Bumble 4 years in, 4.5 years in, and my friend that I work with, Sam, met his girlfriend on Bumble in Manchester, and he's now married to her. So 2 success stories there from Bumble. It was a safe one at the option, you know. It was better because the girl had the choice. She didn't just get barraged with dick pics, stuff like that. She had to speak to them, so and then get the dick pics.
She just speaks with you.
I could lure them into a false insecurity then, and then. Luckily Vicky liked it, so there you go. But the next lyric is I don't want to ever hate you, so don't show me your bed. The only roads are cul-de-sacs, the only ends are dead. Temptation, the one that made you steal and set things on fire, the one you haven't seen of late. I was thinking about that in relation to my theory of the one you haven't seen of late. Is that like because he's been good, so he hasn't seen that temptation, that naughty friend? Well, in the literal context, yes, but I think if it is, clearly the song is working on 2 levels because the bed stuff and everything doesn't make sense. So if it is about cheating, I feel like he's in a relationship, so he hasn't seen the temptation, he hasn't seen the naughty friend for a while. Kind of see the naughty friend as the devil on your shoulder, let's say, the voice telling you to do the things that you shouldn't do. And I said that kind of talk only adds intrigue to the cauldron of thought. It's already exceeding temptation, the very thing that held her back. So like that kind of flirty talk only adds to the thoughts whizzing around his mind anyway, which were already exceeding anyway. So he's already got all that. So now she's giving him that kind of talk. It only adds even more to his intrigue. But then the only thing that I can't fit in is held her back. So temptation, the very thing that held her back is, I'm not sure what that refers to. Could mean the only thing that held back the girl that he's with, that he should be with. I don't know. Like the temptation or something, I don't know. Or maybe it's not about maybe it's not about him cheating and being tempted. Maybe it's about a girl. He doesn't have to necessarily be singing about a guy who wants to cheat because of girlfriend. It could be about a girl who's being tempted by a guy, much like Balaclava, and thinking about cheating. And the temptation, the very thing that held her back, could be So maybe that could be that. Second chorus similar. Except he says, I don't ever want to hate you. It's not part of the plan. So keep your charm where I can't see it and your hands where I can. That again, that tells me that it's about flirting and someone cheating or something. Maybe not cheating. It could be single, but I don't know why he'd be guilty about it if he wasn't in a relationship. So, because what would that mean otherwise? Keep your charm where I can't see it and your hands where I can. It's like, if you tempt me into doing this, I'm going to hate you for it. So stop charming me and keep your hands off me, you filthy so-and-so, basically.
And then we go from there to Dizzy's shining moment.
Well,
he did not get the memo about metaphors.
No, this is it. This is what I was going to say.
Actual naughty friends.
This is the thing. I mean, but the rest of it has to be a metaphor because the lyrics don't make sense otherwise. It is, and he does that anyway, Alex. But Dizzy, has not taken part in it because he says, "Yo, it's Dizzy getting dirty, stanking. White blokes in their 30s read rap." Here we go.
Now, this is a podcast idea.
We used to be in tight, me and my naughty friends, cause pure madness day and night. We rob, we stole, we love to fight. Smoking, drink. Shall I read it in the style that smoking, drinking, drag riding, different interpretations of that lyric. Oh, sorry, that's one of my notes. Smoking, drinking, drag riding. I was going to say different interpretation of that lyric in 2023, isn't it? Drag riding. Yep. Drugs, thugs, not law abiding, reckless youngsters, no direction, no sign of correction. But then I switched it off, changed my ways, run the area like oh my days. But a lot of my naughty friends, they're not phased, can't believe that this music pays, see no reason why we can't do all the things that we've always done. Still in my heart, I know that's just one, but it's hard to fight the temptations, son. The planet will fall down around you. So here we go, right? So Dizzy just does away with the metaphor, like you say there, and just goes straight for the bit about the temptation and the naughty friend and all that, straight up, which I think works because he's just going into the metaphor. I'm not giving him too much credit there. He's just
he's playing along with the title of the song and offering the subtext. It's fine. I'm fine with it.
Yeah, I'm fine with it. Yeah, and obviously his song that he did is about the actual naughty friend. Is more literal. Yeah. So and then. So I always thought lyrics were different there. So according to Spotify, obviously I don't have any vinyl sleeves for this one, but the panic will fall down around you if you don't do what I say. I always thought it was the planet will fall down around you if you don't do what I say. Thought he said the planet will fall
I
down around you.
I keep going between the
You do
two.
what I say. But apparently, according to Spotify, it's the planet, which works as well because he's, the planet will fall down around you if you don't do what I say. I think that's her saying to him, or like the Temptation saying, the panic will go away if you, that kind of thing, or something like that. And then the repeat of the previous lyrics, really, until the end, isn't it? But yeah, I love that bit that when it comes back in after the rap, the panic will fall down around you if you don't do what I say.
Absolutely, the best.
I don't ever.
That probably takes us quite nicely to the best musical moment, actually, because you've pretty much just.
Well, that's my overall part of the song, best bit. But if we strip it into two parts, I guess it might be different. But yeah.
Oh, this could be interesting. What do you want first? Do you want musical moment or lyrics first?
Musical moment.
Bad sounds in your ear that make you get up and
down. I'm gonna say the bass and the little bass thing that we said then. Dun, 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 dun. I love that.
Same, but also the drums as well, as we mentioned at the start. It's held us in his grimy element.
Yes, he's in his comfort zone. He's in his living room, watching a bit of telly with his slippers on, his dressing gown, eating some Cheerios. I reckon he's watching
UTV Cribs.
Jackass.
All right. So we're
in the same zone. Yeah, we were all. It was basically MTV reality shows was where we were.
Yeah. It does strike me as it just does strike me as a as a Jackass.
Oh
man.
yeah.
Punked. I bet the rest of the band like punked, and he's more of a Jackass fan.
Yeah, hopefully no one's a what's like the Welsh Jackass that went too far for me.
Dirty Sanchez. Yeah, too much poo.
I'm all right with watching someone get like hit with a bat or a paintball gun naked, but watching someone staple the foreskin to a desk, I'm not. Yeah, I'm out, and that's a real thing that happened. Should we do our favourite lyric? To them, not me. As we said before, I don't have that problem.
Leave a bit of mystique.
Too busy with the mind on clever lines.
I think I'm going to go for I don't ever want to hate you. It's not part of the plan. So keep your charm where I can't see it and your hands where I can. I like that.
Very solid choice. I've gone for. She said we've got that spark. Only lights a fuse helps you see in the dark, but it's a sight you'll lose when the temptation greets you like your naughty friend. Your metaphorical naughty friend, Dizzy. Oh.
Yeah.
So good tune though. It is good little. At the time, it was an early contender for best B-side, Dizzy. But it's certainly been knocked into the shade by some other B-sides since then.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. It's always good to get to the Dizzy bit and then have the bit where it comes in. It's a fun tune. My reaction to when I hear the song is the same as Jamie's reaction on stage when Dizzy came on. A little smile and a little like, fuck it, like this is mad. That's my reaction to it every time. So.
We're not going to top this.
What are you doing here? Not in a racist way.
I have to see him because he's famous. Well, that was it. The thing at the time of like my favorite band, I collaborating live on telly in front of millions of people with like one of the favorite artists of the people I knew who like weren't into the music I was into. It was like this crossover thing because he became like, despite starting out like underground, not literally underground, but like in the underground grime scene and all that. And for him to go from that to chart topping is in much the same way it was for Arctic Monkeys as well.
Two unexpected in there as well. He kind of was this underground grime. He's credited for like kind of a lot of the creation of grime in the early days, and then he kind of slipped into like commercial pop grime, I'd say, like chart topping, like bonkers and stuff like that, isn't it? Once he got in bed with Calvin Harris, he couldn't get out again. Well, that's what
Taylor Swift and Rihanna have both said the same thing.
But yeah, no, good tune. Good way to kick off the B-sides, these two, before we get to what I'd call the more serious B-sides.
Serious B-sides, then shit's going. Yeah, it's proper ramps up from next week, I think. In terms of bit of a lull with these two, and then next week it's like, we've got some classics next few weeks.
Classics, definitely. Good run, excellent run.
if you've enjoyed this run we've been on and want to be,
in fact, I goes far to say we don't have a. Sorry, I go far to say we're not going to have a bad. We're not going to have a tune that we don't like from now. I mean, like these, but I mean, in terms of them being good standards, we're not going to have a tune that we don't like probably until never. Maybe Tranquility, maybe one on Tranquility. I can't think.
Yeah.
Because I like. Oh no, you actually know because you don't like some of the. I love all Sucking C and A and B sides, but you don't like one of the AM ones. I'm not right. You're gonna have to say back because that shirt's freaking me out, man. It's weird. Like in a Beatles video in 1960, like it's odd.
They wouldn't make a Magic Eye of Executions, would they? So if you have enjoyed this weird journey that we're on and are continuing to be on, then don't forget to go in the episode description and find all our pages, like them. I'll have to go on Linktree and change Twitter to X now, won't I? That's going to fucking annoy me. No, I'm keeping it as Twitter. It's Twitter. It'll always be Twitter. I mean, it's not off because he's changed the name. But no,
I have no affection for it.
I just think he's a dickhead. Come at me, Elon. I don't care. I just think he's a dick. He's conclusive proof that billionaires are not necessarily intelligent.
I mean, all billionaires
have
to be a bit of a dick to become billionaires. I think you got to have that in you, haven't you?
Yeah, but it's when you're a dick that's like emboldening the right wing and like the anti-vaxxer movement and shit like that. That's when it goes beyond being a dick to just being a full-on cunt. But anyway, yeah, everything's there. All the links are in the episode description, along with the link for our subscriber content. We've got loads of stuff there. You can subscribe, and it helps us do this every week because this shit costs money. Like everything does, bloody billionaires. You know, if Elon Musk just gave us the money he's made in the last 10 seconds, then we wouldn't need to get any subscribers.
I mean, it's well, if the top 1%, I mean, gave even 1% of their wealth to the world, it was all so there you go.
No, not to the world. Not to the world. A lot of people can't be trusted with it, Dan.
I mean, I'm enjoying this political diatribe against Elon Musk you've started, but it is 1:45, and you've got to release some podcast for tomorrow, and I've got to get up at 6:30 in the morning to go see Oppenheimer at 8:30, which seemed like a good idea on Saturday, didn't it?
Yeah, regretting that. Yeah. Right, that just about wraps up Series 2, Episode 14, Temptation Greeks Like You Naughty Friend. We have got another track from the Brainstorm single coming next week. What is it?
Well, Nick, with your shaky internet connection, I can only hope our video holds out for next week, as I can't look into those eyes down no telephone line. Yes, next week, it's the song that the rest of the band, barring Alex, fought to have on the album. What was he thinking, the absolute maniac? They must have really been betwixt and between when making that decision. Yes, it's not being on Favourite's Nightmare is potentially the biggest lost opportunity the Arctics have ever had, as we step into a banging barrage of rock that'll have you jumping around your living room like the postcode lottery have just knocked on your door. It's the sensational end to the Brainstorm B-sides, What If You Were Right, First Time.
Postcode lottery people knocked at my door. I'd pretend I wasn't in.
I mean, if you're handing me a check of money.
I've not signed up to be involved in any of their communications. So
you turn down the check, would you? After just asking Elon Musk to send you some money.
Leave the check and fuck off, Jeff. Oh, I'm sorry about Jade, by the way. Right, we will be back next week. Say goodbye to the nice people, Dan. I'm sorry for the kids who've been left without a mother.
Goodbye.
Now. Bye. Don't Believe the Hype is hosted and produced weekly by Nick Lee and Dan Holt. The music used in the titles is royalty-free music courtesy of Les FM. Don't forget to subscribe on your podcast player of choice to be notified every Wednesday when a new episode is released. And if you want to help us out further, be sure to like and review to help make us more visible to like-minded souls. We will see you next week with more of the same.